Welcome back to another episode of The Faithful Fanatic. As always, I am Snap, joined by George and Dylan. What's up, guys? How's quarantine going?
You looked a little like you want to call me Billy. I forgot my name was George.
Yeah, it was on the Zoom call thing.
I had someone that
Switch it up every week. Fuck it.
My friends listened to the episode last week. He was like, "Is his name George or Billy?" I'm like, "Well, his name's George." They're like, "All right, well then why do you call him Billy?" I'm like, I don't know, because Snap calls him Billy. He's like,
Man, it's Billy.
He's like, "Well then why?" I'm like, "I don't know, dude. Just go with it." Like,
yeah, just go with it. No persona.
Use the fuck out of the audience forever.
I have no idea. They read the description. It says George Ryder. We're calling him Billy.
Whatever you guys want.
All right, but anyway,
Dive into
the
MLB.
is kind of picking back up, and last week we thought the MLB was starting to make a comeback and give us kind of a bright spot in this whole quarantine deal, but Billy doesn't think so. So the MLB owners proposed to the MLB Players Association of a new kind of schedule and revenue sharing process where this season will be cut from 162 games traditionally down to 82 games. There will be a regional schedule, DH for both leagues. The active rosters will go up to 30 men on each team. The postseason will be expanded to 14 teams. And then the big kicker is the 50-50 revenue split for players and owners, which is getting a lot of pushback. I know probably everyone saw the Blake Snell comments. Bryce Harper kind of backed them on that one. It's a lot of details, I guess, they would have to figure out because, dude, I saw something earlier. Yeah, here it is. That owners claim they'll lose $640K per game this year, which is why they want the reduction, which is understandable. But then again, the players already took a pay reduction. So that's the pushback they're getting from Blake Snell and them is we already took a pay reduction. We're the ones taking all the risks as exposing ourselves to the virus and being around other people. So we feel like we shouldn't have to take another reduction, which we'll get into that and whether if we agree with it or not, but that's kind of just where they're coming from.
Yeah, well, back in March, they agreed to a 50-50 split, and, that's completely fair. Like, that is what we need. That's what they want. But all of a sudden, it's like, okay, well, now if we have no fans, we're going to take another 33% of your salary. And, the real question is, are you going to side with the billionaire owners or the millionaire players? It's like, if they're taking 88% of your salary and you're taking all the risk, that's just bullshit. It really is. And it's like, the owners have no right of doing that. The 50-50 split was perfect. It was like that. That's what they needed. It's what we want. And they brought it down to 88. So now it's like, what the fuck? Why would the players play? There's no point in the players playing. And right now they do. They have the high ground. Like they're on top. They can say what they want. Like the Blake Snell comments, he's completely right. Like he said it in a kind of wrong way. He sounded a little greedy, but he's completely right. Like people that aren't really plugged in and anyone siding with the owners on this, I think is crazy because you got to back the players. Like Mark Teixeira, this man said, I would rather make pennies on the dollar and give hope to the people and play baseball than not make anything and lose an entire year of my career. Come on, dude. Come on. This man, give hope to the nation. This isn't like a 9/11.
It's not their job to do that. It's tough for me. It's tough for me.
That was different, but this is a pandemic. Like you can't put the players out there playing with 88% less salary with risks. You're not even them, like their families too. You got to get testing. You got to figure out where they're going to go. You got to figure out where they're going to play. There's so much shit going on. There's so many hurdles. I just don't see them playing this year. I really don't. And it sucks because next year they're going to get fucked in free agency. The players, it's going to be bad. And, we'll probably see some owner collusion. Like they're not going to pay a lot. So, well, it sucks with the JT thing. It's kind of scaring me, but.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know because obviously taking, what did you say it was, 88%? Is that what you said?
Yeah, but not every player is making Bryce Harper money. You got to remember that too. It's like
average. But then if you look at, you could say that, but then from the other point of view, from that side is not everyone is making that kind of money in the league. So no matter what they're making, even if it's only 15% of what they would normally make, they need that money.
Yeah, and
that's why I think we're going to have baseball because I think that is a Blake Snell, Bryce Harper. That is a minority in the league that's not making that much money. So it's tough.
I think he was supposed to make $7 million base salary this year. But like, I think if anything, the owners are going to be the one that has to budge because I don't think the players are budging. I think if they say, all right, we're going 50-50, you'll play 82 games, we'll figure it out, then yeah, that's fine. But 88%, no. Like an average career is like what, 3 to 5 seasons? Like they got to get paid when they can get paid.
When did the extra percentage come out? I didn't see that. I only saw the 50-50.
Yeah, so you know how they came out and were like they agreed on a plan?
Yeah.
MLB kind of was like pushing it towards, oh, this is the players' fault right now. This is the players' fault. It's not. They
absolutely not.
Fuck, they wanted to add like they said 50-50, right? And then they were like, well, no, if there's no fans, then we're taking another 33. When apparently they didn't actually tell the players that. So that's where everything gets a little mucky and I messed
up. I didn't know that. You said it just now.
The biggest thing is like owners, billionaire owners have profited 17 straight seasons. Just take the L on this one and give the players get baseball back. They're fumbling the bag. MLB could be the only big sport on TV. Like they could get so many new fans, so much viewership.
Yeah, they would stop you from losing money on the KBO.
Yep. Yeah, you're right about that.
Now, what do you think?
I completely agree with what Billy says. I don't think we see baseball this year. Because in my honest opinion, I think the owners are fucking them. The owners are billionaires. I get it. This is a business and you're running it and you have the money. You're trying to make money, but you're a fucking billionaire. Like you said, there's some guys in here that are making $7 million a year. You cut their pay by that much, they ain't making shit. And to the superstars, no one's gonna risk a half-ass season of baseball just to get out there on the field. I'm not risking my family for that. I'm not risking my career for that. And I'm not getting paid my maximum worth, especially with free agency coming up. I just don't see it getting done, and none of it makes sense to me. I think the owners are getting real fucking greedy here. If I was a player, I would be on the same side as Blake Snell and all of them. It's not worth the reward at all. I'd rather miss the season than not make the money I signed a contract and was told I was going to be making. No matter how much or how little it is, or no matter how big or small my contract is, I'm not doing it. Give me the money you told me you were going to give me. You're a $1 billion owner. This league has no cap. You can spend any type of money you want. Stop being selfish. Half these owners make billions.
I don't think
can't cough up normal money.
I don't think people understand the difference between billion and million.
It's a ridiculous amount, and I get it. The owners are going to lose money, but in the long run, you're still going to make it. You're just taking 1 year off. It's not even a full year if they do the 82 games, so you're basically cutting the season in half. So, it just doesn't make sense. And
if you're doing that, if you're cutting it 50-50 is fair. Like, if you're cutting it in half, then yeah.
50-50 is absolutely fair. Absolutely fair. But the second they did that 80 whatever percent, they come on, man. The owners getting greedy and they're turning players and the fans almost against each other in a sense. And all these fans that are on the owner's side because they're just fucking bored and they want to watch something on television that's sports related. That's the only reason you're telling players to take pay cuts, because these fans don't give a fuck about their livelihood and they don't give a fuck about their families. The players got to keep their best interests at heart, which is protecting your family, getting the bag.
Well, I'm not 100% sure about this, but Bill, you would know, I think. This would only be a 50-50 split in the regular season, right? Because the postseason, the players only get paid off of bonuses, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your base salary, right? If we're playing 2 games and we're doing 50-50, you're getting half your base salary. But yeah.
No, I know. What I'm saying is, so my point being is that the owners, if they kept it at 50-50, they would have the 50-50 split for the 82 games. When the postseason comes around, the owners are going to make more money anyway than the players, because don't the players only get paid during the regular season? They only make incentives and bonuses in the postseason, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So that if you're the owners,
yeah.
After the 82 games is over, you're making more than 50-50.
Yep. And Yeah, it's a tough situation.
It's the average fan who, and again, I didn't even know at the 50-50 point if it was, the players were bitching and they're only getting 50%. I was like, okay, this added into it. It's the average fan pushing back because they want sports back. And it's, even if it's only 85, 88%, like you're still getting paid good money, like to go play. What you have to realize is, bro, if they go play, most likely they're going to be cooped up somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Away from your families.
You see the layout for the dugout? It's insane. It's like you got to wear masks in dugout. You got to be like 2 feet apart. No one on the stairwell. It's like crazy. But like people trying to compare like, oh, why are they bitching? They're making so much money anyway. It's like you can't compare it to your life. It's so much.
No, that's the most irritating part about this. Anyone that's joining the owner's side about getting the players on the field, oh, you make all this money, you should have to go play. This is your job. The fuck I do. I make the profit. I'm the reason you watch. The owners just put this shit together. They just buy the team. Like, if it wasn't for the baseball players and them being happy, there would be no sport to watch. So the players should be the number one priority. This isn't a normal job. This isn't like a Costco worker compared to like bitching at a regional manager. This man, Bryce Harper, is bringing in the big bucks. You have to pay a guy like Bryce Harper to play full amount to bring in big bucks. He's not going to do it. And, like, we'll use Bryce Harper as an example. He just had a child.
Right.
I am not fucking playing during this, especially if I'm not making my full wage. With a child? With a newborn baby? Hell no.
Oh, yeah.
Hell no.
Mike Trout is pregnant. Zach Wheeler's wife is pregnant. Like, those guys are not going to do that. And the MLBPA is not going to sit around and, like, let the owners slap around the players. It's like, fuck no. The biggest thing, though, or a big thing, the players got Scott Boras. They got him on his side. So that's, like, big part.
Look, I want baseball back more than anyone, right? Like, the three of us do. My easy response to the typical we're not even trying to call people out. I'm just saying the people that are bitching towards the players, it's because it's the easy way to go. It's your choice to play or not.
It's a scapegoat.
You can say, don't be greedy. You're making millions of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars if you still play. Tell that to the owners who are worth double, triple, quadruple, 10 times more.
Not even quadruple, like 20 times
more. They're the ones being greedy. Like 50-50, that was the deal. You had it down pat. They were good. Most of them would have said yes in a heartbeat. You take 8/10, 9/10 of someone's pay away to go play in the middle of a pandemic, quarantine away from their families for whoever knows how long. Why would they do that?
I wouldn't.
Now, like I said before, there are going to be maybe it's minority, maybe it's a majority of the league that doesn't make the type of money that Bryce Harper and these big name guys make, and they need whatever they can take. So if it's only 12, 15, 20% of what they were going to get originally, they might say, I need to play. This is my livelihood. But I don't know. Maybe I'm underestimating how well off they are. But I don't know. I don't
think you're underestimating how well off they are, because once you get accommodated to that type of money coming into your life, your lifestyle adjusts to that type of income. So once your life is adjusted to that type of income, you have to keep it up any way possible. But then again, like a lot of players should have been thinking about this from the jump. Like, what are you going to do after baseball? Your career could end tomorrow. Honestly, I don't feel sorry for like these players that need to play for money right now, because your whole thing is your career could end tomorrow. You can never get another contract again. Like Bryce Harper, I love him so much because he gets the bag everywhere he goes. He's one of the best players at getting endorsements. You should be working on your endorsements. You should be saving. You should be living within your lifestyle. Like, I get it. There's a pay cut. But if you're making $7 million for the last 3 years, you should be good for 2 years.
Right.
But
it's tough. I don't know.
Like I said, I don't think we get MLB baseball this season. They've canceled a World Series over a lockout before. I just think this is going to end up the same way.
The playoff format's actually really kind of interesting
It is.
if we did get MLB baseball this year, because what it basically is, so there's 14 teams in the playoffs. The team with the best record in each league gets the bye in the wild card round. The two other division winners in the leagues and a wild card team host all games of the series, which it would be a 3-game series in the wild card round. And then the two other division winners get to pick their wild card opponent. So the two other division winners, like I said before, pick their wild card opponents. Then the two other wild card teams face off against each other.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like everyone, I've seen so many like scenarios being thrown out. I feel like they're just doing like they're going on any given day. They're throwing out like 25 scenarios, and then like some people get a hold of it and they'll tweet it, and people get excited. Nothing happens out of it, and then the next day they throw out like 50 other scenarios. I just feel like that's what's happening.
Not to come off the MLB, but the NHL I read an article the other day. The NHL, like, they were floating around the idea of a 2014 playoff.
That's ridiculous.
So stupid.
Yeah, like I feel like every league is like, we need any idea, no matter how crazy it is, to get sports back, and like that's just what's happening.
This has been every major league sport in the country for the last 20 years, though. You always hear about the NBA switching to just a straight up 16 team bracket with no conference. You always hear about the MLB, and the NHL is only floating around that 24-team idea because it's unpredictable, the NHL playoffs, and then everyone would be foaming at the mouth like, oh, the 24th team could really pull it off this year. Like, no, they can't. Like, you're just trying to get fans hyped. And I think one of the reasons the MLB is doing it is, again, to get fans riled up. They want to see it. They want to see this new format in play. It pressures players to come play, and it turns the fans against the players. I think this is all part of the MLB. Like, I really think this is a bigger conspiracy theory, but that's just me.
The one thing I hope doesn't happen is they like at the end of this year, no matter if they play or not, they expand like the playoff teams. I really hope they don't do that throughout, because like some teams like there'll be like an 85-win team that's in the playoffs, and it's like, should they really be there? Nah. Like, no. You're
just risking players in the playoffs, too.
I don't like that.
Honestly, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I hope they don't expand playoffs. Like,
yeah, if they expand it and you got like an 85-win team in the playoffs, like I don't want my stars playing against that. Like, if I'm like a higher seeded team, fuck. That's just another game. That's another couple games that a player could get hurt, and I can be fucked for the long haul to getting my World Series. I don't agree with it.
I'm just hoping for a universal DH after the season, and hopefully this year we get to see Bryce Harper's age 27 year, because we are not seeing it right now, and this is so sad, because the age 27 year is like known for being that year. For,
you know what? They also like when last week, was it earlier this week or last week? No, it was last week, right? When what? They were having the meetings, and we were texting. Yeah. We were like this is good. It's getting started up. Like, we're going to see baseball, and then like July 1st, like the first week of July was getting thrown out there. Like, they were going to come back in the mid of June to finish up spring training, and then they were going to start up. And now it's just like
the money, man. There's the money.
Money talks. Another league, though, that is revving up some hype about coming back is the NBA. And they have I'd say, better shot at coming back sooner. Somehow, some way they do.
I think they absolutely do.
But they have a host site. They have multiple host sites in place, but now the front runner that we saw today was Disney World.
Sir.
Perfect. I think that's perfect.
Makes perfect sense, because you have the space to host and
it's organic. It's literally its own city. You can house thousands of people there at any time.
Right.
You can fit media, owners, coaching staff, medical staff, general managers, anything you need, immediate family. I think for the Eastern Conference that makes sense, but I still think there should be a Western Conference one.
Well, Vegas had thrown out an idea.
I think Vegas is going to be the spot.
They were going to give a strip. They were going to give a strip to the NBA and host them. But so that's interesting, though. If you split it up and you did the East down in Florida and you did the West out in Vegas, and then what would you do for the finals?
You're gonna play in one of those locations.
Or
Right,
a
but-
location.
Right, but I'm talking about like due to travel, like people would freak out about that having.
Stay in one because there's gonna be no fans anyway, so it's not like you have home court.
Exactly. So you can go to a neutral advantage,
Mhm.
It's interesting. Did you guys actually read that early on when they were talking about this, Atlantic City was in the conversation?
Yeah.
I would have snuck in there. I don't give a fuck. I would have been in there.
That would have been
But
something.
my whole thing about the NBA starting back up and then bringing the playoffs back is there's one main question on the board. Do you continue the season where it was, or do you just jump into the playoffs? And honestly, I know how close the playoff race is for a lot of teams, especially in the West, with the Grizzlies being the 8th seed and the Pelicans right there, the Blazers right there. I think, who else? Is it the Spurs that are out right now? I believe it's the Spurs, or the Spurs might be in it. Regardless, there's like 4 or 5 teams that could make it if you finish the season, but I really just kind of want them to botch the season as is right now.
Well, then would you add
playoffs?
Would you add 2 seeds to each conference then?
No.
No.
Play it as is. The season got shortened. No one can control it. If you want to keep the schedule the right way, the NBA draft lottery was supposed to happen earlier this week. Dude, like, that's how far behind we are. Like, a team was supposed to get the first overall pick. We were supposed to be talking about that right now. But now we got to wait. So if you want to keep up with the schedule and hopefully getting a full season out of next year, you have to cancel the rest of the regular season now. I think it's the smartest idea. I think you do it as is. It wasn't even like it was before halfway point. You already are way past All-Star break. Like, you basically saw the playoff picture come into a final look. Like, clearly things could have changed, but you know that the first seed in the East was going to be Milwaukee. You knew the first seed in the West was going to be the Lakers. I just think it'd be the smartest way to get the thing rolling.
I just want it back, so I'll take whatever the hell they want to give me. But speaking of the draft lottery, isn't it kind of sad how a couple years ago us as Sixers fans used to be real excited for it?
I still get excited for it. It's just bred in me now. Ever since I became a Hanky, I just always – it's also not as religiously, but I'm still there every year checking it.
It's also fun to bet on.
Yeah.
Well, oh, my God. There's no way you make money when you bet.
On the NBA draft?
I lost so much money last year. I thought for sure the Knicks were getting the first overall pick.
Phil, what's your record in the KBO now?
I'm like 11-15.
Stop. I know you're hungry, but just stop.
Like, I'm an MLB better. That's what I need. I was good in MLB. KBO, Aaron Altair is a beast. Like, what the hell is this league?
He wasn't. He is now.
Well, yeah, he's hitting fucking bombs, bro.
Damn, he came around. All right, but anyway, let's switch topics because one man who never needed the draft lottery, Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Not true.
And his documentary just finished up on Sunday night. What'd you say?
I said that's not true. But go ahead.
Later.
The draft lottery.
Later. Relax.
Scottie Pippen, Horace Grant. I keep going, but no, whatever. Let's get into it. You know what you were setting up. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Anyway, the Last Dance just ended on Sunday night. So before we get into what we really want to get into, and I don't even know where you two stand on the GOAT debate, so I can't wait to talk about it. But how did you guys like it?
I thought it was – I expected more, honestly.
Really?
At first, yeah, I was blown away. But as we got near the end, I just love how we magically forgot about the last 3 years of Michael's career.
Well,
and I get it. I get it. It's the Last Dance. It was about his time in Chicago. Yeah. But you're going to spend the whole 10-part series gassing yourself the fuck up. You gave it the green light after Bron won the chip at the Cleveland parade in 2017. And you don't even mention those 3 shitty fucking years in Washington. I thought that was a little weak on his part. And I also would never tell a secret to Michael Jordan. That's the biggest takeaway. The dude was snitching the whole series. He'd be like, the best part was his rookie year where he's like, no, I walked in the locker room. I'm not going to say names, but women, coke, drugs. Like, I'm like, yo, you don't even have to say names. You're just exposing the whole team. So I thought it was really good, though. All jokes aside, great series. It really opened your eyes to the drama, especially for people like us.
Yeah.
I was born in '96, so I never really got to see it. You know, they started their second three-peat when I was a kid, when I was like born, so I never got to see it. So it was really cool to be up to date with what was going on.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but we're gonna have. I got remaining meeting time, 9 minutes.
I got it.
Got it.
Come on, host.
That was the thing, though. Like, we never got to witness like Michael Jordan actually
Right.
play. We weren't this age. If we were this age watching, it's different, but like we didn't get to see it. So seeing that whole documentary is just amazing. I mean, definitely misunderstood guy, but it was amazing.
Right. I was a couple months old when he won his six. So
What's up?
I was only a couple months old when he won his six. So
Yeah, exactly. I was born in '98, so like I didn't see any of it. So like, yeah, it was awesome. I mean, that documentary is incredible. I mean, the way
I feel bad for anyone who's trying to make a 30 for 30 or documentary. Although the Roy Halladay one looks pretty damn good, but
they're making one on the Sosa McGuire home run race too.
really,
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought it was awesome. I mean, you could tell Michael had every say on what was put out there.
Oh yeah.
I just think it's funny because did you see like 30 minutes before we hopped on here, Bleacher Report put out an article about Scottie Pippen's really unhappy with how he was portrayed, and he's really he's pissed at MJ.
Horace Grant's pissed off too. Horace Grant's all mad because he said that Jordan said he made the Jordan rules up and leaked it to the other team, which doesn't make sense because Horace Grant was on the team at the time.
Yeah. And
it was because he wasn't getting minutes or whatever the fuck it was. So I think there's a lot of shit where Jordan seems like a low-key, like, sketchy-ass dude. I'm not going to fucking lie to you guys.
Well, listen, here's what I'll say. I've heard different rumors, and obviously no one's going to know what's true and what's not. He's not going to put out if what I heard is true. Like, the whole break from basketball, I've heard –
I don't believe that.
I've heard multiple different stories.
18 months.
So in the documentary, he throws in the part about how there was the raid at the dude's house, and Michael had loaned him money. And he was a drug dealer or whatever the case was. I've heard, and I kind of believe it, that when they raided that house, Michael's name was all over a bunch of checks in this dude's apartment or house or whatever. All over them. Like multiple, not just he loaned him like a lump sum of cash, like basically buying off of this dude. And then obviously he's Michael Jordan. Stern in the NBA is not going to just kick him out or tarnish his reputation.
Well, that's what they did if that's the case.
I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe that they gave him an 18-month suspension. I think he actually wanted to go to, like, baseball.
No, I'm not saying they gave him a suspension. I'm saying they told him they said, yo, you go do something else.
Yeah, I know. I don't believe that at all. Like, that's what, like –
I don't either because everyone knows – like in the documentary, I even knew that before the documentary dropped that Jordan's dad's greatest sport, like his favorite sport was baseball, and they always wanted to be in the MLB before the NBA. So when he died, I think win three-peat, you're bored with it, you're clearly the best player in the game. Why not? Fuck it. At the same time, there were other athletes doing all the same shit, like Bo Jackson, Sanders. There was a ton of people doing the same shit. So I think – I can see why the puzzle pieces lead people to believe it, but I don't fully believe it. I will say the death of his dad is super sketchy, though. He just randomly got murdered like that. Like, I get there's fucked up things that happen in the world, but a high-profile target like that getting murdered like he did is really sketchy to me.
You guys believe Terry Franco in his comments that he could make the MLB if he stuck with it?
No.
Yeah,
I do think
part of me wanted to believe it.
I do think it was very impressive. Like, it doesn't sound –
he hit 200.
It's just over the Mendoza line.
Yeah.
But 202, dude, for leaving, being a three-time NBA champ, coming to play baseball, in the what was it, AA, hitting 202. It's pretty damn impressive.
He only went straight to AA because there wasn't enough media room in single A, like, or rookie ball or whatever. So he went to AA and like hitting, like, literally jumping from training basketball and then being like 30 and being like baseball and hitting over 200 in AA. It's pretty impressive.
I think it's right.
I think it was impressive.
Part
of me wants to believe that he would have done it, but another part of me is just like, that's really fucking hard, man.
He couldn't hit a breaking ball for his life.
Oh, no, not at all.
They said he was like,
not at all.
They said he was fucking crazy though. Once they figured out that he couldn't hit a breaking ball,
yeah.
and all he did was hit balls from the breaking machine all day, which is like the classic Jordan work ethic.
Right, the mentality. All right, there's one more thing I want to talk about Jordan before I talk about two other people in the documentary, but the flu game.
Food poisoning game.
Dude.
Total food poisoning now that I know it.
Oh, I know,
Why
dude.
would you ever do that? Utah people are sketchy. I know they're all Mormons or whatever, but those are sketchy people. Like, see what they're still doing across the league with, like, fans getting kicked out for racial slurs and shit. Like, I've never been a Utah fan base fan. Like, I think they're a really shitty fan base. And
listen, if 5 dudes show up at my door with a pizza, not eating the pizza, dude. 5 people delivered a pizza?
You knew it was him.
I got some great tweets that I've been saving for this episode. And the one was like a Sopranos reference. And it was like, Jordan answered the door to these 5 dudes.
Oh, yeah.
Pizza. I was losing it. I'll see if I can't screen share them in a little bit.
Dude,
but
I never knew about that before. And then that comes out. And then the fact that the other people there could – like verify it, like that he was the only one that ate the pizza.
Yep.
Is really sketchy, bro.
Yeah. I think he could be a vendetta against Jazz fans. You know, that's what Jazz fans are saying right now. I hate Jazz fans. But you know, Jazz fans right now are just probably like, no way that happened. He probably lost a bunch of money to someone on the Jazz or something.
What about the Pacers lady screaming in Game 3 or whatever? Was cursing at the Bulls. Yeah. That scene was hilarious.
So funny. That was really interesting, honestly, that out of all the teams Jordan said he faced, he thought the 98 Pacers were like the team that was going to beat them or had a chance of beating them. Because a lot of times, like, it's interesting because a lot of times people don't give Reggie Miller a lot of credit for how good he was of a player because he never put up crazy numbers. But the thing they always said about Reggie, if you watch, like, documentaries on him, is he was always the guy where it's, like, 45 seconds or a minute 15 left in the game and you just need a big bucket to go up 5, and he would come down and just, like, drain a 3. Like, he was always that player, but people always overlook him because he never won anything. And I thought that was really cool that they gave him his just due in the series. Like, Jordan giving him his props, saying it was probably the hardest playoff game we ever faced.
I love his beef with Isaiah Thomas, and it still goes on. That it still goes on today.
He's a shit list. He's on a shit list.
When they showed him the video, when they tried to show MJ the video of what Isaiah said, he's like, He's like, you show me whatever you want. It's not going to change my mind that he's still an asshole.
Yeah. Dude, there were so many great quotes in that show.
I know.
The hero of the show is what was the security guard's name? Not Gus.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a picture of him and the other one, and they were just iconic. They're all dripped out in Jordan gear back in the day.
I forget what he said. It's not even the pose. It's what did he say when he took like 20 bills off of Mike, and Mike like said something, and he just quickly responded. I forget exactly what he said. He's like, "Nah, but you can give me my money real quick."
Yeah, he was funny.
It was funny.
They were like the most least threatening security guards I've ever seen in my life.
Poor Scotty Burrell. That man just
that was the other tweet. There's a picture from the series of Jordan like lifting off his headphones like this, and the tweet said like Scotty Burrell, nothing. Jordan. I was losing it.
I think it's so funny that like he was such like a good guy though, and like even MJ was like, I would try to fight him. I'll try to get him to hit me, and he just would never hit me. He would just smile at me. He's like, what a fucking little asshole. It's like, yeah, I mean.
He was calling them hoes and shit. There were so many players from the modern league that were like, nah, we would have had her.
Yeah.
We would have had to throw down. Udonis Haslem said something. He's like, I would have socked the shit out of Mike or something. Oh, another great part from the series is when he's snapping up Larry Bird after beating them in Game 7 in Indiana. Fuck you, bitch. I was just like cracking up. Like, that's how he says good game. No, he's like, you bitch, fuck you. That's what he says. He says, you bitch, fuck you. I lost it. I thought that was the funniest thing I ever heard. Because Larry's just cracking up. Like, this is just normal for them. Like,
all right. I gotta change gears and talk about someone else in the Last Dance before we get to probably the most iconic person. But
wait,
Jerry Krause.
Oh, I knew it. This guy.
Jerry Krause. See, here's the thing. Got to give him credit.
Oh yeah.
A lot, dude. He was by far the villain of the Last Dance, and it was hilarious. Like when they first showed him on the screen, and they went to Space Jam and got the coach or the manager or whatever of the monsters of Space Jam, and it looked just like Jerry Krause. It's hilarious. But dude, I understand now what it made him out to seem like was that towards the end of the dynasty, his ego got in the way, and he basically wanted to stop. It's basically like Tom Brady wanting to stop before he's got enough, when he's still got something left than playing too long. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what the feel that I got from him. But dude, the man put together maybe the greatest dynasty ever. Put it together, dude. Like, you drafted.
Enough credit. I was completely on his side. The way they treated him and shit. Jordan was legitimately there were clips from that series where Jordan was legitimately talking shit to him, like not joking, like just being a dickhead.
Dude, imagine nowadays you openly shit on the GM in the middle of the whole team, in front of the whole team. It would be a top page headline. Yeah, but I give him credit. You draft Michael Jordan, and then he brought in every piece. He brought in every single piece to go around Mike to win the three-peat. Then Mike comes back. You won 6 chips, in large part to this guy. Now I get there's no championships without Michael Jordan. There's the player side and the general manager side every time. But Jerry Krause, dude, he got the shit end of that of the series.
Yeah. Yeah, for real. I mean, he really was one of the best GMs for all that. He built that dynasty.
Right.
It sucks because when Jordan was I feel like we would have won a 7th, they probably would have. I mean, the
league was short in that year too. I think the Knicks went to the finals the year after.
But even a lockout year, imagine a Bull team that isn't gassed in the playoffs. It's that's the problem.
Well, at that point, you got to remember that was when Scotty had his bad injury in the playoffs. Scotty took a major decline after that last Bull season. Dennis, did Dennis even play again after that, or did he go to LA after that?
He got paid.
Yeah, he was gone.
They released him.
Yeah, and they traded Scotty. I think they probably could have done it because, like you said, like I just said, the Knicks are the ones that went to the finals in that
right.
game. Mm-hmm. You think he was going to lose to the Knicks in the playoffs? That right there was just all right, he would have went to the finals. They almost went in 94. They lost to the Knicks in 7, and they went, and the Knicks ended up going to the finals that year. So,
MJ, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was the first year without MJ. They took the Knicks, who went to the finals to 7. But here's an interesting topic. I wish we had gotten to see this during Michael's career. We never got to see him face the Rockets. I think that would have been a significant problem for them to this day. I think Hakeem and the Rockets would have whooped them.
Oh, whooped them?
It whooped them. It would be like a 6-7 game series, but
6.
But I just say whoop because I want to get people riled up. But Hakeem Olajuwon was the most dominant big man. He gave Shaq in '95 a hissy fit. Shaq didn't know what to do with that man. You think what Luke Longley would have guarded him or Dennis Rodman? I just don't know, man. I read somewhere that they had a really bad regular season record against them every year because they had no one to guard Hakeem. And then that second year they went to the chip, they had Clyde Drexler. which I think would have made things really interesting.
Speaking of Clyde, dude, that was probably one of my favorite moments of the whole series was Clyde did nothing to Michael. Never, didn't say a word to him. Michael did not like being even compared to Clyde Drexler and just decided to shit on him for no reason.
I think it's so funny, like, how he would make shit up in his head just to get motivated. Like, when he was like, I forget what he was saying, but
The rookie on Washington.
Yeah, he said good game, Mike, or whatever. He said fucking something, and he was like, I got you. And apparently that kid was like out of the year in like 2 years, out of the league in like 2 years, never scored that many points ever again. Yeah, that's funny.
He had 36 on. He had 37 in the game. They beat him. It was a back-to-back.
And he said, I'm going to
get that. They go to Washington. Yeah. He made up the whole thing in his head that the dude said, good game, Mike, at the end of the game. He goes to Washington, drops 36 in the first half, ends up with like 47.
Yeah, he told himself, he said, I'm dropping what he dropped in the whole game in the first half.
And he did it. That's like the part of Mike that you just can't deny. Like, there were just certain games. Like, the whole Celtics story when he dropped 63 in the playoffs, he's golfing and betting with Danny Ainge on the golf course, and he just tells him, like, yo, tell who was it guarding him in the series? I think
he said your boy.
Your boy, you know what's coming or whatever.
Yeah, tell him your boy's got a game coming for him, or like he's got a long night ahead of him or some shit, and he just goes out and scorches them for 63.
Yeah. I don't know. And then the last person, dude, Dennis Rodman.
Goat.
Dude.
He's the real goat.
Like,
he did whatever he wanted, man. He did whatever he wanted.
Dude, think about, like, the shit Mike did that wouldn't fly. We talk about wouldn't fly nowadays. Think about what he did, dude. Hold on. Let's just, like, throw away the fact that the man said he needed a vacation during the first three-peat. Before he does that, leaves, goes to Vegas, and then during the second three-peat,
it was the same three-peat.
No, wasn't it the second one?
He wasn't there for the first one.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it was in the 98 season.
You're right.
He did both of those in the 98 season.
Right. And then he's showing up in the WWE when they haven't heard from him.
I think we can now like embrace the debate because Dennis Rodman is today's NBA too soft. Are the players too soft? I'm just kidding.
He's the definition of leave me alone as long as I get my work done.
We practice in pajama pants like regularly. Like it was just a thing. It was like
the best story that Mike told about it was after the Vegas vacation, he comes back and they do the sprint to get him. They do the jog to get Dennis back into shape. Yeah. And he's like, everyone halt to a fucking slow jog when you get to the front of the line. And then take some laps to catch up to Dennis Rodman when he gets in front.
It was funny.
Like the crazy thing about the WWE game when he comes back from the WWE match on their way to Utah is he had like 17 rebounds in that game. He was like unstoppable boarding the ball. And you're watching highlights and like almost half of them are offensive. You're just like, how is this man even doing this at this point at 6'7" when there's Karl Malone on the court? Like, it's crazy.
6'7", pink hair, and pulled Madonna and Carmen Electra.
That's the best clip from the series. Him with the trophy and Carmen Electra sitting next to him. I was like, that's GOAT status right there, dude.
Yeah, the story about him like talking about how he would track rebounds and how he learned the art of where the ball is going to bounce, and he was like, if it goes here, click bang. That was so cool. It was like, holy shit, this man like mastered.
Yeah, but it didn't make any sense when
I know, but in his head he
Yeah, because they did it in the little montage, but like he had everything locked down to a T.
It's crazy, honestly, to think about.
I respect it because a lot of times you just like overlook a guy like Dennis for who he was, especially at our age. Because like you said, we didn't get to watch him.
Yeah.
But like the fact that he took all that time to study guys' tendencies on the defensive end, he used to just literally rebound for fun. Like that's what he did at practice was just rebound, and then he just played the system. Right. I think the person we need to talk about the most here is like honestly might deserve the most credit is Phil Jackson, man. This man is the king of meshing personalities. It is absolutely crazy that he could control all those egos.
Dude,
Yeah.
the thing that I learned about him was not only was he maybe the greatest, if not one of the greatest coaches of all time,
He is.
He was also a player's coach, which is like hard to find in my opinion. Like you don't normally like. There's a lot of players coaches out there, but not all of them are maybe this like not just successful, the single-handed best coach of all time. And he like, and even like the Native American shit that he was into, and he would implement it into practices and like just focusing and like getting, dude, imagine getting like all those egos in MJ and Scotty and Rodman, and then like the role players to all just like basically focus as one. After Doug Collins implemented the system of Mike, and he comes in and then just
rips it to the ground.
Yeah, that's done.
I think that one of the best scenes was when Game 7 of the last finals they were in, like the last dance, actually. He was like, Phil Jackson goes in the locker room, and he's like, you got to remember, like, losing is a possibility. Losing could happen. And Mike just goes, fuck you, Phil. We're not losing. Then he gets bring it in, and they bring it in and go out. It was like, oh, yeah, that's fucking awesome. That was so fun.
That's fun. I love it. I've gained a lot of respect for Phil. And honestly, low-key, you can blame Phil for them not getting back together. I understand he was disrespected at the end of his career, especially in the beginning of the 98 season with not getting, like, this year last year. But ownership did come and go, yo, if you really want to run this back one more time, you got it.
I think when Mike said, like, everyone would have taken one-year deals, I think everyone would have, but Pippen maybe not. Pippen would have been the one that was, like he really did not want to come back. So it was like, we'll see. But, like, if
Phil also knew, though, man. Maybe
– when you said, I guarantee you everyone would take a one-year deal, like, and just to go one more year, I could see that happening. But.
I think he would have as long as Mike was there. I don't think he would have stayed if it was just him.
Oh, no.
That's why he bounced right to Houston right after that season.
Get ready, Bill.
Cheers.
Because we're about to do it.
All right. You know what time it is.
Let's do it.
Since we're talking about The Last Dance.
I don't know any of your stances, so this is going to be cool.
I don't know you guys either.
Since we're talking about The Last Dance, everyone and their mother has been talking about top five, who's to go, top 5, top 10, who's to go. Blah, 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 blah. So we are all completely blind to each of our top 5. So let's go down NBA top 5 all time.
Let's start one first because we have to throw in the GOAT debate.
Start one?
No, start at 5. Start at 5. You save the best for last, man.
All right, but then are we going to do it like the lottery when you get the 2, you just announce 1 so you know who 2 is?
No.
Dude, I'm trying to get GOAT. I'm trying to get GOAT debate here for a second.
We'll get the GOAT debate will come because there's only 2 fucking people.
All right, that's what I'm saying. So like when we get to
we'll get there. We'll get there. I want to hear everyone's top 5. So Billy, let's start it off.
With number 5?
Yes, number 5.
Number 5. I was going between 2, but I'm putting Bill Russell there. 15 points a game, but 22.5 rebounds a game. He's 11-time champion, 5 MVPs. Put him 5.
That's a good one.
22.5 rebounds a game is like, no matter what, that's still ridiculous.
I struggled with my 5. I got 2. Neither are Bill Russell. Sorry, Bill.
I'm sorry, man.
I struggled.
Wait. You said you got 2?
I didn't pick, but I guess I'll.
You have to pick. That's fine. It's not a top 6. It's a top 5.
Fine, I'm going, dude. And I also, Bill, you came. I just came with who my.
Spit it out.
Kareem.
That's a good one. See, don't be nervous.
But I was struggling. Kareem, Wilt. Dude, Wilt changed the game.
I was struggling. Bill Wilt.
Oh, whoa! Unless Kareem's higher than that, you're disrespecting Kareem, dude.
Yes. I have Kareem.
Well, then you're disrespecting someone else.
What do you mean, bro? All right, let's see. Oh, go ahead, Snap. Go ahead.
All right, coming in at 5, my people fucking kill me every time for this one. I have no sympathy about it. Number 5 on my list. I gotta say. All right, I'm gonna say it. Oh, fuck, I don't want to even
say it, bro.
Nah, I'm like changing it in my head.
No, say it now.
Don't back out.
Say it.
All right, you want me to be honest?
Yeah.
It's Timmy.
Who?
Timmy D. Tim Duncan. never missed the playoffs in his career, 5-time champion, 2-time MVP, rebound leader, fucking – the dude is one of the most dominant power forwards the game has ever seen. He's nothing but a champion.
I'll give you top.
There's no argument. You could make the argument maybe not top 5, but he's definitely top 10 if he's not top 5. But
Yes.
when you look at the career path, like, and we don't talk about it, like when we're talking about players as dominant, if not close to dominant success throughout their career as Jordan, Timmy D has to be talked about, man. He was unstoppable. He was the staple and the centerpiece of a Spurs team that won 5 chips. He did it in 3 different decades, too. He won in 99. He won in the early 2000s. He won in 2014. This man was he's father time to me. And, like, a lot of people always kill me because I always put Timmy D over Kobe, but I just can't argue with never missing the playoffs.
The big fundamental.
Wait, Bean's not in your top 5?
No, Bean's not in my top 5.
I'm sorry, dude. He's not in my top 5 either.
Yeah, Bean. I love Kobe.
I think he's
Bryant.
6. I think he's 6 or 7.
Yeah, Kobe would probably be my 6.
I love him, but like, I'm just being honest.
I put in some recency bias, so.
Yeah, I know that's the thing. Like, it's hard because
It's hard to put in older players. A lot of my players are modern players, but I just can't.
Yeah, that's
like,
why my 4 and 5 are tough because you know kind of who they should be versus what you've seen. So,
Yep.
like, my 4 and 5 I never got to see. So, but it's just like what the history of the NBA was like.
yeah.
My number
right,
4.
Billy, let's go 4.
Wait, what? You or me?
You.
Billy, we're same order.
Magic man.
Solid.
That's
Magic.
my 4.
19.5 points per game, 11 assists a game, 5-time champ. Put it down. Number 4 all time.
Magic's my 4.
Oh, okay. Nice. So, Snap, what's up? Number 4. It's Magic?
Yeah, it's Magic.
Magic?
Magic's got to be top 5 just for what he did to the game. He made the fast break a staple piece in the modern NBA. In 1987, people don't understand this. In 1987, the league was the fastest it's ever been per time of possession. This man, and he was very much responsible with the Showtime Lakers. The Boston Celtics copied their style. Jordan copied their style before they got Phil Jackson. Running gun started, truly became center stage with Magic Johnson. I think his cultural impact on the game, I think him bringing the rivalry back to the NBA is important. He's the best passer of all time, and number 2 is the GOAT. So, like,
Number 2 is Ben Simmons.
but like everything he did, especially the defining moment of his whole career it's a heartbreaker. But in 1980, when he goes and fucking plays center in game 4 or 5 against the Sixers, a well-known, well-polished, very veteran savvy Sixers team, no Kareem, and he fucking comes up big time as a rookie. You just don't see that anymore, man. You don't see it. And I get it. An MVP took him all the way, but you still got to close. He won 5 chips. I think he was a 3-time MVP. Dude's a beast. Can't argue it. I think he's also top 3. No, he's not top 3. He's top 5 in assists all time. He probably could have played 5 more years if he didn't get
he averaged like 11 assists a game throughout his career, so.
It's just unheard of. And at 6'9", he really was the first big point guard. He paved the way for Ben Simmons. He paved the way for Penny Hardaway. He paved the way for guys like Sean Livingston. Even though he's not a passer, just being a big point guard and knowing how to use your body, he's very important to the game. So Magic Johnson's my 4 too.
Am I going?
Yeah.
All right, we're going Kareem on this one. Points per game, 24.6, 11 rebounds a game, 6-time MVP. 6-time champion, 19-time All-Star. Wish we were old enough to see him play. Then again, highlights are all right. I like being 22. So, yeah, there he is.
All right.
Put it down.
Go ahead, Dylan.
Beam.
All right. That's fine.
It's too high.
You say what you want, dude, but if you're talking like –
yeah, that's fine.
He's maybe the best, if not one of the best scores I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
But he also did it on both sides. Like, he was our generation's Michael. So if Michael's top 1 or 2 in people's opinions, Bean's up there. I mean, dude, 18-time All-Star, 2-time scoring champ, 4-time MVP, 2 times Finals MVP. He's got 5 rings. He's only 1 behind Michael. He's got 5 rings, and he was also 12-time All-Defense.
Tarnished.
What do you mean tarnished?
The reason why his 5 don't compare to Mike's 6 is because Mike was the best player on all 6 of his championship teams. Kobe was not the best on that first repeat. We know the main reason. Shaq was the most dominant player on the Lakers in the early 2000s. That's why he doesn't make my top 5. If he was the best player on that three-peat, he'd be in the argument for 1.
I respect that.
But does Shaq even sniff a title without Kobe?
Yes.
Shaq, if he stayed in shape and lifted, like actually cared about it, he could be
like he did in LA. Yeah, he would have.
He could be the GOAT. Like that's just how
he made the finals in Orlando as the best player.
Yeah, that was cool.
And he only lost because Hakeem was so polished. Next year they didn't make it back because Jordan came back with a fucking vengeance. 45 ain't 23.
45 ain't 23.
But I'm like Billy on this one. Kareem comes in at 3. He's the best center of all time. I hate saying it because I'm a Sixers fan and I always want to say Wilt, and I'm a huge Shaq fan. I always want to say Shaq, but the skyhook was unstoppable. For how long this man played at the center position and how he's the all-time leading scorer in the NBA is absolutely amazing. I also have another crazy stat right here too. He's the 3rd all-time playoff scoring with 0 threes made. He did it in 237 games, which is very impressive and a very long rap sheet, but it's just absolutely mind-boggling that he could do that with no threes. The skyhook was so unguardable. He did it for 2 different teams. And Magic Johnson's not the player he is without him. So I got Kareem 3. It kills me because there's so many fucking Lakers on this list.
All right, well, if we're talking about, are you guys frozen or am I frozen?
No, I was just staying still.
All right.
Dylan looks frozen.
If we're talking about the physically best basketball player who's ever lived, the best in everything, Michael Jordan's the 2nd best player of all time.
Thank you. I think Dylan is frozen.
You're talking about physically how good you are at basketball. Michael Jordan is the best basketball player you've ever seen in your life. That's just how it is. It's okay to say. You can say they're both amazing. You can argue it, but Michael Jordan is the 2nd best player of all time. 30 points a game, obviously fucking amazing. He averaged like 36 and 5. He had 6 championships, 5 MVPs.
5th on the all-time scoring list.
I don't know the story, so like,
He'll be back.
All right. So, yeah. So, let's hear yours. Let's hear it. I'm assuming LeBron.
Number 2 is just like me and you are smart because we got the same list.
And he definitely didn't hear me talk about LeBron, did he?
No.
When he comes back, I got to say that exact thing. Let him know.
No, we will. We will very much say it. All right, there he is. Let's jump him back in.
All right, let's get him back in here.
His flap top probably died. What's up, dude? Back.
You hear what I say?
What?
You hear what I say or no?
No, dude, my Wi-Fi went out.
All right, so here we go.
We're doing number 2.
Number 2. If we were talking,
you already went?
I know. I'm going to go now.
Okay.
Well, he did, but we're going to go over it for you just so you get mad.
Yeah. So, like, if we're talking about the physically best basketball player to play the game you've ever seen in your life play it, it is number 2 is Michael Jordan. It's just how it is. It's just how it is.
It's not how it is. It's not how it is.
What? All right. I want to – let's hear it.
Do you want to hear why Michael's the GOAT?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, let's just go down the numbers, right? We'll go stats first before we get into accomplishments.
Let's get to stats.
You can't do stats, dude. I mean, come on.
What do you mean you can't do stats?
LeBron got him, like a lot. Like LeBron.
Yeah, a lot.
LeBron's got him.
In stats?
No, let him go.
Good. Let's hear it.
What are you talking about? LeBron's got him in stats. Hold on. Okay. Points per game. LeBron, just over 27. Michael, just over 30. Rebounds and assists, LeBron averaged 7.4 in his career. Okay, you got me. Michael's at, what's he at? 6.2 and 5.3%. Three-point percentage, LeBron is just about 2%, not even, like 1.5% better than Michael. Michael's 10 points better from the line. LeBron's like half a point better from the field. Now let's get in. Hold on. Let's get into accolades first. LeBron, 16-time All-Star, 3-time NBA champ, 3-time Finals MVP, 4-time league MVP, 15-time All-NBA, 6-time All-Defense. He was a scoring champ for 1 year in 07 and 08, right? Oh, let's go to Michael. So LeBron's got him in All-Stars. He's a 14-time All-Star, 6-time champ, 6-time Finals MVP, 5-time MVP, 11-time All-NBA. LeBron's the scoring champ 1 time. That's cute. Michael was 10 times. LeBron plays good defense. He can guard 1 through 5. That's cute because Michael Jordan was 9-time All-Defense. Michael Jordan was also the Defensive Player of the Year in 1987, 1988. And he was also the 3-time steals champion throughout his career. And he was also the Rookie of the Year in his rookie year, just like LeBron was. Jordan's 6-0 in finals, correct? LeBron's 3-6.
You've been to how many? Say that again.
Jordan's 6-0 in finals.
Yeah, and LeBron's been to how many finals? 1 at age 22 with a broken down nothing Cavs team.
Doesn't matter.
Come on.
Doesn't matter.
That was insane.
How old? I am 23 years old. LeBron at 23 took the Cleveland Cavaliers to a finals.
That's
And
awesome.
not only that, Jordan couldn't even fucking crack the playoffs without fucking Pippen. Let's get that started. Without Pippen, he never even makes the playoffs because all they did every year was fucking choke. The first time they made the playoffs in Michael's career, he wasn't even 500. Fucking LeBron in 4 years took him to the finals. Not only did he do that, in the Eastern Conference final, game-clinching game, he dropped 25 straight on the Detroit Pistons, the best team in the East. Let's go stats. I'm ready. We're talking about.
He gave me 1 year in which he lost in the finals.
Oh, and he lost to the best fucking Spurs team we ever saw. The 07 Spurs team was the best Spurs teams we ever saw. Let's go. Fucking LeBron James, 3rd on the all-time scoring list, less field goal attempts. Fucking 1st all-time playoff field goal attempts and 1st in playoff points all time. Let's keep going. 3rd all-time in playoff assists. As a small forward. You can mention all the scoring champs you want. LeBron James does it all. LeBron James does it all.
That's
also,
fantastic.
we'll throw in this stat. LeBron has more go-ahead playoff clutch buckets with a minute left in the fourth quarter or overtime than Mike. Everyone always talks, oh, Mike's so clutch. Mike's so this. No, he ain't.
Can I ask you one question? Can I ask you one question?
Go.
This is where, first of all, 6-0, 3-6. Let's just throw it away, right? He went to 8 straight finals. That's great. That's why LeBron's number 2. And dude, listen, he's a very, very, very close number 2, okay? Would Michael Jordan have lost to the Dallas Mavericks with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh as his teammates?
Yeah, all right. That's a good point. That's like the biggest knock on LeBron's career, and I'll never deny
that's
it.
the biggest knock outside of the 3-6 record.
The 3-6 record is easily explained if you really.
I understand, and I'm not getting on him for. I'm not trying to be that person that complains of like. I get he played the Warriors dynasties, and I get all that, and he had Matthew Dellavedova and J.R. Smith and all those guys, and the 1 year that Kyrie and K-Love were healthy, he won. I get that point. But 6-0 versus 3-6 and the loss to that, dude, that's fine. You can throw out
championships, though. You cannot do the championship.
I didn't. Hold on. Do you want me to go back? Do you want me to go back and do MVPs, scoring champions, defensive side of the ball?
Even, but if we're talking about the best basketball player at what you do on the court, physical features.
So you're saying
what you do on the court. How you rebound, how you assist, how you score points, how effective are you as a team player?
How you score points.
There is no doubt in my mind LeBron James is the best basketball player we have ever seen. He does everything on the court better than Mike.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. He's a better passer. He's a better three-point shooter. He's a better rebounder. He can
Two
play
things.
1 through
He's a
5.
better
I don't give a
rebounder.
fuck if Mike won Defensive Player of the Year. He fucking got that through playing the passing lane. I've never seen Mike be able to fucking – I saw Isaiah Thomas highlights of him giving Mike buckets. Mike couldn't even guard fucking Magic Johnson in the finals. They had to stick Scottie Pippen on him. We can keep going. That was in the goddamn documentary, too.
He does two things. He does two things better. He's a better passer, and
He
he's
does
a
a
better
lot of things
rebounder.
better.
Oh, I thought you were.
He's a better rebounder.
But no, it's like not even just that simple. He's a better scorer. He just doesn't have a signature move. Mike had the post fadeaway jumper.
He is not a better scorer.
Yes, he is. When
No,
you
he
really
is
break
not.
it down, look what he does in the finals. He scores just as good, if not
That's
better, while
great.
doing more on the court than Michael ever did.
Look at what he
That
does in
man
the
went
finals.
against the best team we've ever seen play and averaged a triple-double against them and averaged 40-plus points a game. Mike wouldn't be able to do that.
He's 3-6 in the finals, if you want to point out in the finals.
Bill Russell's 11-0 in the finals. We want to go chips?
Okay.
Come on, man.
But I'm not just saying chips.
I'm not talking best career. I'm not talking best career. We're talking best basketball player of all
Michael
time.
Jordan.
LeBron James, 270, 6'8".
Exactly. You're saying because he's bigger. All you're
He's a
saying.
better three-point
you're
shooter,
saying
too.
he's bigger.
Oh, my gosh.
He's stronger. He's faster. He's bigger. He can guard 1 through 5. Okay, you can't take that into account.
That's the best. We're talking the best basketball player. I'm not talking the best career. I don't give a fuck about scoring titles because he got all of his scoring titles while he wasn't doing shit in the league.
If you want to win,
He scored 37 points.
Game 7.
It was a first-round exit.
Game 7, NBA Finals. You need one player to win the game. LeBron James or Michael Jordan.
I'm taking LeBron.
Oh, my God.
Jordan never even played in a Game 7. He played in 2 games.
Because he didn't have to.
That's such bullshit. He didn't have to. Yeah, because his teams were stacked just like LeBron's were. LeBron is proven in Game 7s. We have never seen that from Jordan.
We didn't have to.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. We didn't have to. It's always the response. It's so shitty. It's such a lazy narrative.
It's a fact. It's a fact. He never led a final.
Fact. Yes, I
Game
get
7.
it's a fact. But we can get into the again, I'll leave it at this. We're talking better basketball player. Michael Jordan is not the better basketball player. He had the better career. He had the better titles runs. He had the better team. He had the better coach. We can leave it at that. But he physically, for what he does on the basketball court, is not better than LeBron James in any way, except scoring.
If LeBron James doesn't go and join 2 future Hall of Famers, does he even have 2 other rings?
Yes.
Yeah, he could.
Absolutely, he would get that.
And he's proven that where? Because he's won 1 other with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love healthy.
He was 22 years old, and he took the shittiest Cavs team you've ever seen.
That's great. Fantastic.
They built 3 super teams to stop this man. Are you out of your mind? The Boston Celtics had to get KD and Ray Allen just to make sure he didn't go to the East.
He had to build the first super team to win.
No, he fucking didn't. The first fucking super team was the Lakers back in the 70s when they put Elgin Baylor, Jerry West, and Wilt Chamberlain on one team. Stop it. The Miami Heat were not the first super team. People have been doing it for years. Scottie Pippen was acquired in a trade on draft night. Dennis Rodman was a free agent. Don't say this fucking stupid ass shit that's the first super team. It's not. Every player, every Hall of Famer has done it. Almost no one has ever won a ring on just solely the team that is drafted. You have to trade. You have to buy free agents. It's what you do. And don't say no, they didn't. They signed Scottie Pippen to a 7-year contract. That man was basically an indentured servant.
I didn't say they didn't.
Exactly, but that's my point. That's my point. You can't say LeBron wouldn't win without Hall of Famers when fucking Mike did it.
Yo.
Mike wouldn't have made it the playoffs without Scottie Pippen. That's almost a goddamn proven fact. Until the 1990, what was it, 98? No, 1988 draft when Scottie really came into his own, they didn't make the playoffs ever. And they barely beat a Cleveland Cavaliers team where the best player was Mark Price.
Did you guys see Paul Pierce said earlier? He said LeBron's not top 5. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that?
That's just because he gets whooped by him all the time. They dropped – what did they beat him by 40 on his jersey retirement night?
Yeah.
That was like a nice argument. That was a nice argument.
It was.
Yeah,
Bill, you got anything else? Because you're both wrong.
I will say, I think the people that prioritize the 6-0 versus 3.
That's not even what I'm
Oh,
saying.
I know, not you.
That's
but
the argument you keep going back to, bro.
That's a broken argument. So that's it. That's all I gotta say.
I don't care that he lost to the Dallas Mavericks. He still physically does more on the basketball court every night than Mike ever did.
Bingo.
More in shape, bigger body, better IQ.
Aaron Rodgers is technically a better quarterback than Tom Brady, right?
Yes. I'll say that confidently, though.
But who's your
I don't give a fuck about the 6 rings. We all know those are Belichick's work. Watch this man not do shit.
Oh, my God.
I have Tampa over 9 wins this year, so hopefully that works out.
Yeah, right. But again, I'll go back to this.
Stop betting.
Look, we can also go like this too. We can easily go like this too. LeBron's never had the coaching staff that Mike had. We all see that. Phil Jackson's the greatest coach, if not Greg Popovich of all time. He had a consistent all-star in his prime and Hall of Famer, both-way player, and Scottie Pippen his whole title run. LeBron did not have that. Delonte West was his best player in that first title run he had. We can go, he constantly had a stacked team of role players around him. Horace Grant, all-star the year Mike left. B.J. Armstrong, all-star the year Mike left. Ron Harper, best two-way guard probably in the league when it came to 3-and-D. We can go Steve Kerr, one of the few players in the 90s to be in the 50-40-90 club. We can go Dennis Rodman. How many time defensive player of the year? Yeah, he's switching off between Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan. Yeah, I think the defensive load's pretty fucking easy when you're Mike in that situation. LeBron had 3 good years of Dwayne Wade, 3 good years of Chris Bosh. Kyrie Irving couldn't stay fucking healthy to save his life. Kevin Love got his shoulder ripped out of its fucking socket. He still took the Warriors to 6 games in 2016 with Timothy Mozgov and Matthew Dellavedova as their best player. He got Matthew Dellavedova a $40 million deal just off that finals appearance. Remember that. That alone should make you the GOAT.
Let's also remember, won 3 straight, left to play a different sport, came back, and didn't miss a beat and won 3 straight.
Didn't miss a beat. They lost that year. He came back.
He came back with like less than 20 games left, dude.
Not his fault. Don't come back if you're not ready. That's just an excuse for him. Oh, he wasn't ready. No shit. You shouldn't have joined the season with 15 games left in it.
Come on. But, okay, if the documentary showed you one thing, and here's where they're separated again for me. So not only the 6-0 versus the 3-6, not only all the accolades and everything that he's got throughout his career compared to LeBron. I get it. LeBron's bigger. He rebounds better. He passes better. He can guard 1 through 5. I get it. There's also another factor that goes into being the GOAT. If Mike wanted to take your heart, he's putting his hand down your throat and ripping your heart out. You saw that in the documentary. LeBron does not have that.
What did he do to the Toronto Raptors for 5 straight seasons?
The Toronto Raptors with Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan.
The Toronto Raptors, the year they were the #1 seed in the East, he had a field day with them, hitting fadeaway jumpers.
Kyle Lowry and DeMar.
He's done it, but these are your narratives. If Mike wanted to rip a team apart, he did it. Okay, he didn't do it until he had help. He dropped 63 on the Celtics and still was a first-round bounce. When LeBron does it, he gets it done. In 2007, going against the best Detroit Pistons team we've seen since the championship run, he goes on a 25-point scoring streak and fucking crushes them. In 2011, against the Boston Celtics, he drops 45, 15, and 5 on the Celtics and dunks on fucking KG. We can keep going. The Raptors finishes them off as a first seed in 4 games, hits 2 game winners in that series. Keep going.
You can keep going. He
does the same thing. That's the
LeBron,
point.
except that he's the bigger, more athletic person.
Just because Mike talks about it more doesn't mean that LeBron doesn't do it.
He doesn't do it. He's 3-6 in the finals.
Oh, my God. And 2 of them were against the best fucking team the league has ever seen. They had 2 MVPs. 2 of them. 2 MVPs, 6 scoring titles, 2 of the best 3-point shooters, a 2-time defensive player of the year.
73-9. 73-9. He took him to Game 7, and he had the block. He was like Iguodala.
Just because it's not a bucket don't mean it's clutch. Doesn't mean it's not clutch.
The block.
And then who hit the shot?
Kyrie, because
matter.
anyone would have put Kyrie against Steph
The
Curry
block-
in that situation. Steph Curry can't guard a carton of milk.
The
Of
block-
course I'm putting Kyrie Irving on him. Are you
Part
kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anyone would have done that. LeBron probably told Kyrie to take the ball up. He's like, yo, there's Steph Curry. Go take that one-on-one. Dude, like, he's done. That's the other thing. 3-1 finals.
73
back.
and 9, bro.
Came back on
He's
the best regular season team of all time.
No, I'm not hating. He's number 2.
He's
I
number
know.
Great career.
Will he be the GOAT at the end? When
What?
he's done? When it's all said and done, will he be the GOAT after he plays
Yes.
2 more years?
Yes.
You got to give him it, right?
He's
I
gonna
mean-
win. If the season continues right now, he's getting a ring.
He's gonna be like higher than Mike on a lot of scoring charts and
He's
a lot.
third. He's already passed him in scoring.
Yeah, like
He's gonna end up top 3.
I'll tell you
in
what.
assists all time.
I'll tell you what.
He would crack top 20 in rebounding all time and be one of the only small forwards on that list.
Let's hear it. Go ahead.
If he can sniff the 6, if he can grab 2 more titles,
He will. I can totally see that.
if he can grab 2 more titles, then we'll talk in a couple of years. Hopefully, we're still doing this, and we'll have the debate again.
And you got to remember, he's 34 right now. When we're talking about this, because he can grab 2 more titles most likely. Is he what? How old is he?
When did Mike stop playing for the Bulls? I think he was 37. 37. So yeah,
Was he that old?
yeah, he was old. He retired at like 41, 42.
Yeah, LeBron's 35 right now, and we're talking about he probably
If
can.
they continue the season right now, I think the Lakers are the shoo-in for the NBA Finals. So we can already. I would chalk.
Oh, I don't know about shooing. You still got to get past Clippers.
That's the only thing, though.
Yeah, I know, but like
They beat the Clippers and it's fucking over.
and it's gonna be like I guess the stadium was.
Now, let me ask you something.
Like when you play.
Let me ask you. Hold on. Now I want an honest answer back.
All right.
With the team he has right now versus you're talking about how the Clippers are the only problem standing in his way. If he doesn't do it, are you guys done?
Done what?
Are you guys can you give it up?
What do you mean? He's the one
He
seed.
can't win the title with this Lakers team when you're saying his only competition is the Clippers. And if he doesn't do it, are you done arguing?
You know it's on this other Clippers team, right? You know it's on this other Clippers team. We got a 2-time.
West.
You just said he was a shoo-in to win.
I didn't. I did not.
I was talking in the finals. I never said Western Conference.
Oh wait, no. He's not a shoo-in to win the finals. I mean, even if you get there, you got to get past.
No, if he gets to the finals, he's a shoo-in to win it.
He's being
If he gets past the Western Conference Finals, I'll backtrack because I am talking very quickly tonight. The only challenge in the playoffs for the LA Lakers is the LA Clippers. But in the finals, I think the Lakers honestly take the Bucks in 5. I think they take the Raptors in 5. I think they take the Sixers in 4. I think they take a lot of teams very quickly because at that point, you just have so much championship experience. The only reason it would be hard to get to the finals this year is because of Kawhi Leonard, who Kawhi Leonard in 6 more years might be in the goddamn GOAT conversation too, the way he fucking plays. That man is unstoppable. You want to talk about a guy that should have been played in the 90s. That man's like Scottie Pippen and Jordan mixed a little bit. He's got such an arsenal in him and such a defensive array of weapons for himself.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I think it was a good discussion.
I think Bron's a GOAT. He could never win another title again. He's still a GOAT.
Agreed.
With the Lakers team that he has now, if he doesn't win with this team, how's he go?
Besides Anthony Davis, who do they really like?
He'll win one with the Lakers. He will win at least one.
Yeah. If you don't think he's winning the year Kobe died, you're fucking out of your mind.
Yeah, but that's all like pushed back now.
Huh?
I agreed with you but now it's all pushed back because of Corona, and it's like.
So you're just giving time for LeBron to rest. That's the one thing you can't do. This man played 8 straight finals and was still putting up incredible numbers. This man is bionic.
I guess.
We've seen what happened. He took that break last season, the first season with the Lakers with that injury. He could have came back. We all know he could have came back. But he just like, this team isn't making the playoffs. I kind of want to rest. AD isn't here yet. Let me chill out. So he chilled out, and then he came back, and he started doing Bron things.
Bron things, drinking wine.
Man's not human.
It's cute.
But that everything? We're good?
I guess we're good. Can we put out? You know what? I was going to say let's put out a poll on our Twitter and Instagram, but it's all going to be people our age who have the same mindset.
Toxic. The argument is really toxic on Twitter.
Yeah, it's so toxic. I try to stay away from it.
Yeah.
You see how heated I get. I have this conversation at least once every other week at work. It's kind of
fun debate.
It is.
It's not because everyone in my job either seen Jordan play or is like 30, so they all talk shit on Bron. So I'm like the only one sitting there like, it's fucking Bron. It's Bron. He's the GOAT. And I have like 40 people yelling at me. I'm like Spartan soldier standing by myself and all these fucking Persians attacking me, honestly. That's how it feels. But all right, that was a great debate. Let's call this one a wrap. Yeah. If you guys aren't already, and if you've even made it this far into the pod, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter and SoundCloud, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube page. Everything's Faithful Fanatic. You can find us anywhere. All right, guys.
All right.
Talk to you next week.